Welcome to Pivot Parenting, where we help parents of teens overcome regret and disappointment to find peace and connection in every situation. I'm Heather Frazier, your parenting expert. Journey with me to discover effective parenting tips, improve family relationships, and build a brighter future for your kids. Buckle up, things are about to get better. Hello there. Welcome to today's episode of Pivot Parenting, my friend. I'm so excited to be joining you wherever you're at. What's new at your house? This past weekend, my daughter got asked to junior prom, and she's so excited. Not every dance does she attend, and she hasn't attended one since last year. I think it was a homecoming. I can't remember. But it is always exciting and nerve-wracking. Fortunately, this dance, she was asked by a good friend, and so she knows exactly how much they like to have fun together. No pressure as far as, expecting something at the end of the date or any awkwardness. Her previous dance date, she didn't know him very well, and she had a lot of fun on that date, but also it was so much more nerve-wracking because she was just starting to date and didn't really know him or anybody else in the group, and it turned out better than she anticipated. But it's nice that this year for prom, she kind of has a better feel for how the evening will go. And it makes me think of all the dating angst. So glad to not be in it, and I feel for all the kids out there. It is so exciting and so fun, and I loved it while I was in it, and it is a wild roller coaster. And it's important that we be there for our kids so that they can have the support and guidance that they need of a level-headed parent and not just another peer who is equally uneducated and unexperienced. So let's dive right in. I am going to break up this episode into two parts. First, we're going to talk about the mental game of you and I as the parent. And then we're going to talk strategies, which is so important. So the second half, you definitely want to stick around for. I'm saving the best strategy for last. It is all juicy, and this is the how-to, but it's important that we dial in our brain first because we could have the best strategies. And if we still feel really awkward and don't want to talk about it or are projecting our dating experience onto our kid, the strategies aren't going to be as effective. So we have to start from the beginning. And the beginning is always us. So let's talk about why it might feel an unhelpful way, such as the most common ones are awkward, overwhelmed, embarrassed, scared, a lot of fear as far as keeping our kids safe, making sure that they don't make any mistakes, making sure that everyone has a good time. Fear can be a huge piece of this. So we need to normalize whatever we're feeling. And I'm just going to go with awkwardness because a lot of parents convey that one. But plug in any emotion that you're feeling and the same thing works. Number one, we need to acknowledge how we're feeling. Hey, my son, I know it's really weird to talk about anything like kissing, dating, sex, but here we are and it's important and it's going to feel awkward for both of us, and that's okay. It's still a conversation worth having. That's how that sounds. When we acknowledge how we are feeling, it always takes a little bit of the pressure and steam away. Because in a sense, we are redirecting our model. So let's say we have the circumstance of needing to address why there's lotion in our son's shower, or curfew, or our expectations, or healthy expectations that our child can have after a date dance. Whatever it is, by saying, hey, I know this is kind of embarrassing, but I love you enough to have this conversation. Then we are diverting that embarrassment and channeling the love instead, and the concern and the desire to be a good parent. And if we look at our 5-point model that I've taught many a time here on the podcast, we have a circumstance, which is the upcoming date or whatever. And then we have our thoughts, which is, this is so embarrassing. I am uncomfortable with my own sexuality. I don't want to discuss why there's lotion in the shower with my son, whatever it is, right? I posted a reel several years ago of like, if you know, you know, with the lotion bottle in the shower. I got so many confused comments, but I have a feeling that you'll put it together. Why would there be lotion in the shower? Whatever it is. And then we have a feeling that is created by our belief of there shouldn't be lotion in the shower, or my daughter just should have dating expectations, or my son or my child, and I shouldn't have to discuss them. This is embarrassing. I didn't like my dating standards. It didn't turn out so well for me. We have all kinds of fear and anxiety inducing thoughts. And then we talk to them about it from that space of fear and anxiety and awkwardness. And so the result is we create more anxiety and we heighten our fears instead of quell them, because when we're feeling awkward and scared as we talk to our kid, they're more likely to blow us off, to dismiss us, which means they didn't get the message, which means we will worry more. Do you see how this is just kind of a vicious cycle? So we just want to normalize whatever we're feeling so that then we can channel a more helpful feeling. Because if we come at our child with understanding, love, even a good sense of humor goes such a long ways in potentially awkward situations, that then the awkward is diminished and the love is what shines out. So we want to normalize, because the real root of a situation feeling awkward is not the situation. And it's not even your teenager and their upcoming dance or whatever it is. It is our brains. It is our belief system or paradigms. It is our habits of what we're comfortable in with and what we're not. We often inherit our communication styles from either our families of origin or our social experience. But as I have heard countless people say, they didn't really like the way that their parents brought them up. It didn't work. They wish their parent would have been more frank, more honest, shared with them more, been different in some way. Now, I will say that is because of who you are. And I have also seen parents do the opposite of what their parents did, and their kid doesn't like it and would have benefited better from how their parent did it in many situations. So we don't want to try and parent in a way that our kid gives us what we want. We want to parent in a way that feels the most connecting and nurturing and helpful to us, and adapt. Focusing on us being our best and how that is received. And awkward is a huge part of this. This is 100% changeable and in your power. Of if your fear and worry is coming through, if your awkwardness, if your desire to control the situation to keep everyone safe, your kid is picking up on that. And that is where we need to clean up your side of the street. Some examples of what I mean is we don't want to lecture. Kids do not like lectures. I don't know if you've caught on to this. If they aren't responding, asking questions, being engaged, you're lecturing. I love you, and you're lecturing. Don't do that. If this is your habit, I want you to condense your words of wisdom to one sentence, and it can't be compound. So you've got 5 or 6 words. That's it. Drop it and let it go. Drop the sentence, let it go. Don't lecture. Studies have shown that kids will be present, depending on your history, for about 30 seconds. And after that, their mind is gone. Don't lecture. It's not endearing. It doesn't bring them to you, and it doesn't manage the situation any better. In fact, it manages it worse. But it is because of your fear and your anxiety around the situation that we feel like we need to lecture. I know my son has told me many times, "You're saying the same thing over and over, just in slightly different ways. Stop." He's very intelligent, and he's completely right. Lecturing is something that is really appealing when there is some fear and worry in there. So we need to address our fear and worry so that we don't lecture, because lecturing makes it worse, not better. It's okay to say the wrong thing. We just want to build an opportunity for trust building, for connection, for showing up for our kid in ways that aren't fun for us, but still super necessary. The key here is a mindset shift. You're not in control of their dating life. You're there to guide, teach values, keep communication open, and mentor them through the process of learning how to break up with somebody, or be broken up with, or stood up on a date, or not ever asked out on a date. This is where we need to show up with love and compassion as our primary drivers. And we can feel these even while we have fear, anxiety, and worry and awkwardness. They just need to be like a couple rows back. It's okay to have them. The best way to shift this paradigm is to truly believe that this is exactly the process. Nothing has gone wrong. Truly, everybody needs their heart stomped on. Everybody needs to feel rejected. Everybody needs to feel in love. Everybody needs to feel that high of significance and low of rejection. That is part of the human experience, and it's so important for building strength, resilience, empathy for others when they're experiencing that, so that they don't stomp so hard on other people's hearts. It's all really important to the human experience, and so nothing has gone wrong. And when you can truly believe that it's all good, that it will all work out, then it is so much easier to drop the awkward and just have quality conversations. Hi there. I just want to pause and let you know, if you are struggling to make sense of your teens' behaviors, emotions are running wild, and you're looking to turn things around to have the family you dreamed of while rocking them to sleep, I would love to talk to you. I want to give you a special, powerful gift. 30 minutes with me, my friend. You'll walk away with more confidence, clarity, and understanding of what the issue is and your next best step in resolving any situation you bring to me. It's completely free. I love families and want to help yours be wildly happy and successful. Book this call by visiting my website, heatherfraser.com. Remember, Fraser is spelled with a Z-I in the middle. And don't worry, the link is also in the show notes. I look forward to meeting and helping you. All right, let's talk logistics of what to actually say, how to say it, tricks, tips, tactics, because this is an important part of conversation. First, state how you feel, like I mentioned before. This feels really awkward. It's kind of embarrassing for me. I don't know where to start here, but I still need to start. Be honest. You can also ask permission. This is never a bad idea, because when we ask somebody, hey, can we just talk about this for 5 minutes? When they say yes, subconsciously, they are engaged and they're going to listen more than if you just jump right in. Imagine if your partner said, hey, is it okay if we talk about XYZ? It is so much more intriguing and engaging. So ask permission. And you can even say why you want to talk about it. I think that this will potentially be helpful for you, or I want to make sure that you are the most educated and protected. And then we want to start with curiosity. What do most kids at your school think makes a good relationship? Or what do you think you would like in a partnership? Or, songs and media and friends aside, what are you actually comfortable with right now? Is it hand holding? Is it something beyond that? Are you not even comfortable with that? And how do you want to express that to potential partners? We want to stay calm. We want to stay open. And we do this again by dropping the awkward energy. Oftentimes, humans will mirror one another, which means the more awkward we feel, the more awkward they will feel. But the more we believe that nothing has gone wrong, that they're exactly where they should be, even if they're different from their siblings or their peers, they will mirror that in their tone and belief. They will be more likely to remain calm. They will be more likely to remain confident if they can see your confidence in them being just fine, that there's nothing wrong with them, regardless of what they share with you or don't want to share with you. So let's talk about some specific ways that we can open that door. I love humor. This is a personal favorite of mine. So when, and it, let me back up for just a second. We don't actually have to sit down and have official talks. Please, 9 times out of 10, this is less helpful. We're driving in the car and we're listening to a Nicki Minaj song or some other artist, Lana Del Rey, whomever, and they start talking about dating or intimacy. One of my favorite things, especially when the line is really in your face. Like it's the chorus, they're repeating it. It's not just like a little line, but it's like something that everybody knows the words to because it's that catchy. I'll be like, "What did he mean? What does that mean?" And I'll say it to my kid. I'll say the line and I'll say, "I don't get it." They're onto my wily ways now, but I know that it's sexually explicit or something like along those lines. And they know that it is, but they don't think that I know. I don't know. Anyway, I like to just make these moments humorous. Or if we're watching a show or a movie as a family, and I can see that there is an unhealthy relationship dynamic, or that the female lead, which is very common, is abandoning herself to maintain a relationship with somebody that really doesn't deserve her. I will point these things out. And I will say, interesting how she did whatever he wanted, and yet still he is not sticking with her. What do we learn from this, girls? Anybody can kiss. Anybody can fill a space. But if we really want our partner to stick around, we need to be our authentic true self because there's only one of those. There's only one of you. And if you just stay quiet and play along with whatever they want, they don't get to know you. And so you are easily replaced because all they want is somebody to kiss on and snuggle with. And we'll have these conversations. You can also start with setting expectations. Things like, I don't need all the details, but I want to know how I can help you, what you're experiencing. I am a safe space to talk about dating, sex, boundaries, breakups, any and all of it. Or when you feel stuck or unsure, please know that you can trust me. I'm not going to blab to other people. I'm not going to judge you. And I have had similar experiences. Believe it or not, I was once a teenager. And definitely, always, our child needs to know that there's nothing that they could tell us that would make us love or respect them any less. And again, this stems from the belief that nothing has gone wrong, that our child is exactly doing what they need to learn and develop in the way that they are meant to. That includes mistakes, mess ups, regrets. Nothing has gone wrong, and it does not affect our love. And we want to keep the conversation going as long as they are engaged or for as short as they are engaged. So no one-sided talks. Again, that's a lecture. And that these conversations are ongoing. Oftentimes, it can just be, like I was saying, one funny 30-second conversation about a song line or about what's playing out in the movie or This is a really important one. What is happening with their friends? Yeah, I always knew he was a player. He's a bad influence. Or I always knew that your best friend kind of sucked and that she was doing things that I don't want you doing. That kind of judgment against their friends will win you no favors. We need to extend love and understanding to all of the people in their life. Even if we don't totally agree with their choices, we can still love them and not talk trash to them to our kids. Because the worst thing that we can do to rupture trust is be duplicitous. And that means being nice to their friends, to the friends' faces. And then when the friend isn't there, saying how much we dislike them and they need to drop them. Subconsciously, that tells your child that you are not trustworthy. So we do not want to do that. We want to love their kids. We want their friends. We want to understand where they're at, where they're coming from, and not bring in judgment, especially around anything sexual, even TV characters or book characters that they really like. Don't call them stupid for messing up. Don't call them naive or anything else. We want to be able to show that we are empathetic and supportive. And if you have a lot of judgment coming across in your brain, that goes back to the first part of the podcast, which is we need to clean up our line of thinking so that we can best support and love our child. So we need to emphasize connection over control. We want to play on progress over perfection. And we have to shift our own energy to be able to best do this. And my last closing thought, I want to share with you. The other day, we did with our young women's group. So I've got about 12 neighborhood ladies, teenagers, that I help in our church organization. And they are so wonderful. And we did like a dating night activity. And oftentimes, people expect this to be etiquette, which fork to use, where to put your napkin, how to order. But I took a slightly different spin on this because a lot of that is antiquated and it is less significant than what I actually taught. And what I taught was dating smart. And I just want to share with you the 7 points on this little handout that I created them. And I'm happy to send you this handout. I've posted it on social media and people reached out and DM'd me for it. But I want you to emphasize these points when you're talking to your kids about dating because we need them to date smart. Number 1, nice versus kind. Nice can be self-abandoning. Kind is showing respect for them and you. Kindness is honesty and creates goodness, and sometimes it's hard. Number 2, boundaries. Boundaries are an if-when statement. So if this happens, or when this happens, I will do this. Boundaries are never to control or manipulate another person, but to maintain our personal safety and peace of mind. Number 3, always have a backup plan. Bring your own money, have the Uber app, or your own transportation away from the date, and make sure that somebody knows where you are and who you're with. Number 4, you never owe anyone more than a thank you. If they buy you dinner, if they take you to a dance, you don't owe an explanation, you don't owe a conversation, and you certainly don't owe any level of intimacy. Thank you. That's all. And if you're uncomfortable, that is enough on its own. You do not have to know why you're uncomfortable. You do not have to explain yourself. Number 5, yes to one thing is yet not yes to everything. Meaning yes to holding hands or a kiss is not yes to more than that. Also, it's okay to change your mind at any time. You could be an all-in for a good makeout session, and you can change your mind mid-makeout. You are not responsible to manage other people's feelings. They can be disappointed. That's not your problem. Number 6, It's not other people's job to like you. That is your job. It's not their job to make it fun. That's your job. You are who creates your dating experience. You cannot manage their experience, only yours. And then number 7, and this is the most important one. We should always try to be safe. And it is never your fault when others seek to harm. You didn't ask for it. You didn't set yourself up for it. It is their responsibility how they behave, not yours. Never. Get help, tell others, and know that you are not responsible for other people's actions. They are. All right, my friends, this is what I have for you. Please reach out if I can do anything for you. As always, I would love to invite you to a peaceful parenting strategy call where we can troubleshoot what you've learned today or anything else that you're struggling with. I hope you have a blessed week, and I'll talk to you next time.
Heather is the one, an expert in the field. She knows her parenting stuff, including how confusing it can be. You've tried it all, and it's a lost cause. Crying in the closet 'cause you failed at being a mom. But think again, there's peace around the corner, and there's hope in your hands. Your kids just want your love, and you want it from them. So take a picture.